It's the best time of year, NFL playoffs. Would you agree?
Hell yeah, nothing better.
We've taken a hiatus, recharged, rejuvenated, going to go full force in NHL after this because the NFL season ends in 4 weeks. I forgot about the shitty Pro Bowl. So, um, as everybody's doing on YouTube, we want to get in there on this too, give our playoff predictions. I know we kind of gave predictions at the beginning of the year. Things might have changed because we also, some of these teams have made it in. I don't think anybody expected that. So it's been kind of crazy, kind of crazy. NFL's picked up, picked up, picked up. So let's get right into it. The first game's at 4:30 tomorrow, live on Nickelodeon. Chargers versus Houston. Who do you got and why?
I have it's been the same thing all year for me. I have the LA Chargers. I don't trust the Texans still. I That's one of my best picks, best little snipes, I guess you could say, all year. Even though I've been saying it all year, Texans haven't done anything even close to proving me that they're a deep contending playoff team here.
Yeah.
The only advantage that they have is they're at home, but I like everything about the Chargers more than I like the Texans. Like I like the Chargers offense more than I like the Texans, and I definitely like their defense more than I like the Texans.
So I'd probably agree with you on that. Seems like Houston fans have given up on the Texans a little bit. They were booing them last week after another disappointing game. So I think the Houston fans are going to come out full force, try to motivate the team, try to motivate, rally. I think the Texans are going to play well, but in saying that, I also believe the Chargers are going to win. So we can both agree on that pick. Um, I don't know though. I am also worried that the Chargers are going to charger and blow it somehow. But I don't know. Herbert's been balling this year. The rest of the team's been balling. Lad McConkey's becoming a true wide receiver one. Quentin Johnson somehow finished with more receptions than Cooper Kupp and receiving yards than Cooper Kupp this year. So maybe he'll have a big game. Um, I just don't think Houston's offense has enough to compete against Los Angeles' defense tomorrow. That's the only reason. And like, I don't know. I think the Chargers are going to be a little bit nervous going into it, but I think they're going to get a big win and kind of change things around a bit. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. All right. Next one. I'll start this off because it's your favorite team. We got Pittsburgh and Baltimore, 8:30 p.m. Saturday night. No Zay Flowers. That's pretty big. Some of the Pittsburgh defenders are back. That's pretty big. And saying that, give me the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's going to stomp on the Pittsburgh Steelers because they've been slumping. Started off the year hot. They're kind of shit in the bed now, not going to lie. I don't see them putting up much of a fight. If they, it's going to be close, divisional game, but I do think it's going to be fully controlled by Baltimore for the most part. Run heavy, maybe a Mark Andrews touchdown. Buddy at my work today was saying he can see Rashad Bateman getting a touchdown tomorrow. I could see that happening too. Um, Pittsburgh, the only way they win really is get George Pickens involved and Russell Wilson balls out. Their defense is going to be their defense, but I don't think they're going to limit the Ravens. So give me the Ravens. Who do you got?
I'm gonna go with the Ravens as well. A couple reasons. Um, our offense is it's like a perfectly designed game for the playoffs. Is our offense? We can give the ball to Derrick Henry for as much as he wants, and it's a cold weather game, so that their defense is gonna hate tackling him.
Yeah,
That
but they're
being
used to playing in cold weather too.
Yeah, I know that I was getting to that. That
Oh,
being said, but they're not used to tackling Derrick Henry. Like Derrick Henry's a big boy. That being said, it is the Steelers. Their defense, like you said, is their defense. They will always be good, no matter the game, no matter the circumstances. It's a divisional game. It's the divisional game. Like Ravens Steelers, third time this year. It's going to be close. I'm really nervous for the game. I do think we'll pull out the win, though. We have to win the turnover battles. Like, we really do. It's going to happen. Turnovers are going to happen in that game, and we have to be the ones to win it. And on top of that, we have to shut down their defense. Their offense. our defense has really come into form the past like 8 weeks or so. We actually look really good. But we'll see. I'm really nervous about the game. I do think that the Ravens pull out the win. It's going to be, I don't know how the spread is currently sitting at -9.5. I wouldn't touch that with anything. I wouldn't go higher than anything past like 3 or 4, to be honest with you. But we'll see tomorrow.
If they lose.
If who loses?
Ravens. Do you think that affects Lamar Jackson's chances of winning MVP? Like,
No.
do you think it pretty much solidifies? I know it's a regular season award, but do you think that might sway the voters a bit?
No, I'm pretty sure they have to have their votes in by the time the playoffs start.
Yeah, I think you're right. So stupid question.
Yeah, because they just released today their AP All-Pro teams.
Yeah.
Lamar's quarterback won on Pro Bowl or AP All-Pro 1, so he's All-Pro 1 again. And it's the same people who vote for that vote for the MVP.
True. Josh Allen's odds went to -470 today too. I saw that. So
I saw that Lamar is now the favorite.
no, it was literally before you joined on. I just checked something.
I saw that Lamar was the favorite now. And I saw where is it?
Oh yeah, you're right. He has passed.
Yeah.
I guess that tweet was an old one that I saw. Probably a Bills fan complaining about it again.
It's because it's the same people who vote for the All-Pro is the same people who vote for the MVP. So.
Yeah. Do you think if they lose the Ravens, the media is going to rip apart Lamar Jackson again?
If the Ravens win and Lamar doesn't have like 250 pass yards, 3 tuds, and like 75 yards on the ground, they're going to say he was carried by Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
So Lamar's in a lose-lose situation here unless he just has a silly good game. Lamar Jackson is just, I don't know. He's just scapegoated by the media. I'll be honest. I think the color of his skin has a lot to do with it.
Jeez.
But, it is what it is. I got nothing bad to say about my quarterback.
Facts. Then we'll switch over to the NFC here. We're going to go in suit with the game. Actually, no, the Bills would be playing next because they're the one on Sunday. All right, Broncos, Bills. Give me Buffalo, but my bold take is if Denver's defense stands on their head and has the game of a lifetime, like they've been capable of doing this year, they'll win. Because Bo Nix can do just enough against Buffalo's defense, who hasn't been good this year. And you can't use the excuse, oh, Matt Milano was gone and oh, so-and-so was gone, because they're back against the Lions, they're back against the Rams, and they're letting in 40-something points those games. But in saying that, I still don't see Denver winning. I think it could be a trap game, but I don't see Josh Allen letting that happen. And plus, it's at home. So, those fans are going to be raucous. They're going to be rowdy. They're going to be motivating their team. So give me Buffalo. Who do you got?
I'm also going to go with Buffalo. Again, it's similar to the spread for the Ravens Steelers. I don't know how it's that high.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's over a touchdown. I do think the Bills win. I think the Broncos wouldn't necessarily need the game of a lifetime from their defense, because their defense is so good that if they have a good game for the Broncos defense, that means they held Josh Allen to like a low amount of points there. But it all comes down to what Bo Nix is able to do under pressure in the playoffs. Like that's really it. Rookie quarterback in Buffalo. It's a hostile environment for any quarterback, let alone a rookie quarterback. The only thing other than the defense that I have for the Broncos is Sean Payton himself.
Yeah.
How good of a coach he actually is. We'll see. I do like the Bills. I think the Bills win it. I don't think that the spread should be that high again. But we'll see. Only, like you said, only way that I can see the Broncos winning or pulling off some kind of upset is their defense. But their defense is so good that they just need to have a good game for their defense. Nothing spectacular, nothing crazy. We'll see. They have to be able to shut down Josh Allen. but
Yep.
that's easier said than done.
Yep. And if you can do that, then I think you're in for some success.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The next one would be Packers versus Eagles.
Bang.
Normally this would be a pretty good game. I don't think it's gonna be good, but I don't think it's gonna be as good as the season opener that was in Brazil, mainly because both teams are banged up, but the Eagles are healthier. The one thing that worries me is Jalen Hurts he's coming off a concussion, but the Packers, they don't have Jair Alexander. They don't have Christian Watson. Those are two huge losses.
Yeah.
Jordan Love could ball out. We saw him ball out last year against the Cowboys as a 7th seed in the playoffs. He could do it again. And saying that, though, I think missing Jair Alexander and Christian Watson's huge. I also think the Eagles are primed to go on a run this year. They look very strong, so give me the Eagles, and they're at home.
I also like the Eagles too. They were my pick that I got wrong at the beginning of this year. I didn't think there was going to be as good as they are. Saquon is a huge part of that. I didn't think he was going to have as good of a season as he did. Incredible. I do like the Eagles. I like everything about the Eagles. It's the Packers' run game that I think is really good. I think I forget his name. I want to say it's Watson too, the backup RB.
I know you're
He's
talking
number
about. I just can't
31.
remember his name.
I want to say
Search
it's
it up.
Watson too. But anyways, Josh Jacobs and him, I really like the schemes that they draw up for the running backs. And if you can kill clock, if you can just pound the ball, you can open up a 1-2 shot for your pass game. Jaden Reed hasn't done anything in these past
10 games.
Yeah, 10 games. It's been a while since he's done something. This could be a game where he has that. He's had a really good game against the Eagles this year. Romeo Doubs, I'm expecting something big. Jalen Hurts, though, is coming back from a concussion. So we'll see how he plays, but I think they rested him for that amount of time for this exact reason. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Eagles. I think it's going to be really close, really, really close.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles will pull it off. Fourth quarter, Saquon Barkley, 10-yard rush to just ice the game. Don't even score a tud, but just to ice the game.
Yeah, and their backup running back for the Packers, Eli Wilson.
Wilson. I said Watson.
Yep. The next one on Sunday, which I think is going to be a sneaky good game, Washington versus Tampa Bay. So this one's had me on the fence all week. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay, and my reason behind that is experience. I think the Commanders are going to be a sneaky good. Well, you can't even say sneaky. I think they're going to be a very good team next year. But I don't think this is their year to win a game yet. I think next year they can make a run in the playoffs because Jaden Daniels has got a second year under his belt. Some of their other guys have a second year under their belt, third year, so on and so forth. So based off that, give me Tampa Bay to win. Baker Mayfield's been playing lights out this year. I was going to call him Tyler Evans. Mike Evans has been playing lights out. That running back duo, Bucky Irving and Rashad White. Cade Otton's been a superstar this year. Now it's that Peyton Durham guy at tight end who's been balling out too. Their defense is starting to pick it up. So give me Tampa Bay, but I will add an asterisk that I would not be surprised if Jaden Daniels pulls off some last second miracle again for them to win.
I'm also going to go with Tampa Bay, and it's the exact same reason that you said, is just strictly experience itself. I am incredibly impressed with the Washington Commanders this year. They are the team in the playoffs that I think are just kind of whoa, nobody expected that at all.
Yep.
They've looked good all year, consistently good.
Yep.
Granted, whenever they play an above 500 team, they don't look nearly as dominant. They love to kick the crap out of bad teams, and they play well against good teams, but they don't really beat them. This is going to be a good game. If the Commanders lose, they still have their heads up high, knowing that their future is looking pretty freaking bright because, my God, they look good. I really, really like the Buccaneers running backs. Like you said, Bucky Irving, and you can sprinkle in now Rashad White, but Bucky Irving is RB1. I really like him a lot. I think he's fantastic. The only thing that worries me, I'm not going to lie, and I really like him, he had a fantastic year, is Baker Mayfield. It's such a game playoff game where Baker just decides to throw like 2 picks, one of them being crucial, tries to get Mike Evans, and Lattimore just snags it. Like, I could see that happening. It's just such a Baker Mayfield thing to do, and I really like Baker Mayfield. Like, a fantastic year. I thought he was good for a while now, but that's the only way I can see the Commanders really pulling this off. Not the only way, but like I can see that happening. I'm gonna go with the Bucks though. I just trust them more at this moment.
Yeah, no, I get that. And you said something about Washington that I want to bring back to Denver. You said if they lose, they can still hold their heads high. I think that's the same thing as Denver. Like, one, I don't think they're playing with any worry, to be honest, because no one expected them to get in there.
Yeah.
And I think, like, those guys are just, like, if they lost, yeah, a little bit disappointed, but it's kind of like, hey, at least we made it. You know what I mean? No one expected us here, and we made it with a rookie quarterback.
Exactly.
So same thing, same thing. And then the last one, the Monday nighter, Los Angeles Rams in Minnesota in Arizona because of the wildfires. Hope everybody, if anybody from LA watches this, I hope everything's okay because it's pretty rough out there right now. And saying that, that gives Minnesota now home field advantage opposed to the Rams. A lot of fans are traveling out there, from what I've heard, to Arizona because it's a lot cheaper. Um, I'm not using that to my defense. I just think the Vikings are going to win because they got slapped in the face by the Lions, and I think this is kind of like a prove it game. Like, you guys have been good all year. You got smacked in the face by the creme de la creme of the NFC currently right now, and they don't want to go out on a sour note. They're going to at least try winning one, maybe two, maybe all the way to the Super Bowl, and I think they do just that and ball out. So give me Minnesota.
I completely agree, and that's exactly what my reasoning was going to be. They got dismantled against the Lions. Sam Darnold looked horrible that game. He must have missed Jefferson like 3 or 4 times in the end zone from the red zone. Like, these weren't bombs that he was missing. It's a prove it game, like you said. Like, were you guys frauds the whole year or what? And I'm not saying that like the Rams are a bad team. The Rams are a damn good team, and it wouldn't be like anything to lose to the Rams if you weren't like 14-3 Vikings.
Yeah.
Like, if you were like a wild card team, like an actual like quote unquote wild card team with a wild card team record, like, you know what I mean? Like a 9-8, 10-7 record, and you lose to the Rams, not the biggest of deals because the Rams are super respectable.
Yep.
But the Vikings could have been first place.
Yep.
This is definitely a prove it game. 100%. They were good all year until last week when it really mattered most. So we'll see if that trend continues into this week. I'm going to go with the Vikings as well. But I'm having a hard time fully committing to that. But that will be my pick, is the Vikings.
My bold take is Sam Darnold balls out that game. Reason being because if he doesn't, I think he gives way to going to sign on another team, and the Vikings are going to run with J.J. McCarthy next year.
Yeah.
Where if he balls out, I think the Vikings are going to run with Sam Darnold and actually consider, like some of the rumors that I've seen, shopping J.J. McCarthy to other teams.
That's crazy. I don't know how, as an NFL team, though, you would trade for a quarterback that has not played yet in the NFL.
There's teams desperate for that, though. There is, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, one of the shittier teams, they might actually, rather than trying to draft, take someone who's proven himself in college and is probably going to prove himself in the NFL. Like, he's pretty damn good. And also, I want to give a shout out, because it's been a while we talked on this podcast, to Joe Milton. That performance against the Bills was fantastic. Way to ball out in your first game, man. Way to ball out. And he was just so happy doing it. The Patriots fans shouldn't be giving him slack for costing their chance at the #1 pick. The guy played a couple games in the preseason, couple minutes in the preseason, gets thrown in there to see what he's like, and he balled. He really did.
He looked good. Also, we haven't done it in a couple of weeks, and I've been really happy with this. Shout out Michael Penix Jr., man. With the Atlanta Falcons, those last 2 weeks, bro, to be thrown in to the situation that you were thrown into, where it was essentially you need to win games to get into the playoffs. That guy did everything that he could, considering it being his first 2 NFL games. He looked good, man. brought them both games to overtime, both times lost on that rule that he just never got the ball.
Yeah.
He looks good. I'm very happy with that. Shout out Michael Penix Jr. Go Dogs.
Well, he already won the starting job. They're already shopping Kirk Cousins. It's not because of that.
I'm so happy with, man. I love Michael Penix Jr. Go
Yeah.
Dogs. Go Dogs.
Normally they tend to get the first game in the divisional, so I'm gonna try going in order here of what I think would happen. Should be the Chiefs Chargers. Should be the Saturday. Oh, sorry, it wouldn't be them. They'll be the Saturday nighter, but we'll just go in order. Chiefs Chargers. You talk about being worried about a game for Ravens and Steelers. I am also worried about this game. Do I think the Chiefs lose? No, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people are expecting because it's hard to beat the team in your division 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah. So I'm going to go Chiefs. Reason being their offense is starting to click. It was noticed in Houston, and then they balled out against Pittsburgh, and then obviously they sat everybody. Their defense is still their defense. My prediction is they're going to come out a little bit rocky because of the rest that they've had over the last little bit. But these guys are vets; they know what they're doing. But I don't think they're going to come out flying like people are going to expect. Like I think the Chargers are going to take a lead. Chiefs will make a comeback and then kind of control it in the second half. So give me the Chiefs to win that. But big game from Justin Herbert, man.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with the Chiefs too. But like you said, the only thing that scares me, and you guys are like a proven team, like it shouldn't be scaring me, but it just kind of is what it is the amount of rest that you guys had. Is the 2 weeks there?
3.
I guess, yeah, 3.
Yeah, 23 days.
Yeah, it'd be 3 weeks rest. It's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time because there's like a different kind of mentality, but like the Chiefs don't need to tell themselves this because they're in it every fucking year. But you need to kind of like your brain and I think your body needs to have like a switch. Like, okay, it's playoff mode. It's different. It's go time. And I think the Chargers will have a slight advantage at the beginning of the game. To say they're already in playoff mode. Mahomes, Kelsey, Jones, whoever else sat out, been out for 3 weeks now. They haven't played an NFL game in 3 weeks now. May take them 1 or 2 drives to wake up, but it's what happens in those 1 or 2 drives. But I think the Chiefs are fine. I think you guys will be more than fine to pull out any kind of upset.
Yep. No, I agree. I think they'll come out a little bit rusty, but they're going to be healthy, which is good. DJ Humphries will be back on a roll line, which is massive, all that shit. So I think they're going to look good, but yeah, they will come out a little bit slow. That's my guess. Next one, Baltimore versus Buffalo. This is probably going to be the game of the playoffs until the next one. Let me mute myself because I just want to get comfy in my chair again. So probably going to be the game of the playoffs until the next round. In saying that, I got Baltimore pulling off the upset. That's my prediction. I think all the hype's going to be around Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. Oh, it's in Buffalo. Buffalo should dominate. I think the game that you guys played during the regular season, although early, was very indicative of what I think is going to happen this game. Do I think it's going to be a 35-10 game? No. But I think it's going to be like a 30-20 game, high scoring. I think Lamar Jackson's going to be feeling himself, to be honest. I think Josh Allen's going to be feeling himself, but I trust Baltimore a lot more than Buffalo. Sorry, Buffalo fans. I know there's a ton of you. It's not your year. You guys are losing to Lamar. I know we were all pretty high on you at the beginning of the season thinking Josh Allen would win MVP. He still might, all that. I just got the Ravens. You guys are peaking at the right time, heating up, run game, defense is getting strong. I see Baltimore going into Buffalo and pulling off an upset.
Well, if this is the case, I called this matchup at the beginning of the year. I did say the Bills at the beginning of the year. It's because I was a little shaky on my defense. Rightfully so. For the first little 8 weeks of the season there, like my defense was shaky. But now I look at that matchup that Lamar and Josh Allen are equal. You can argue who's better. I'm fine to hear either argument because either argument's valid to me. You take those two out, though, I think Baltimore has a better team. You subtract those two, Baltimore has a better team. Our defense is more solid now. I trust our run game more than I trust Buffalo's.
I agree.
We can kill clock, and if we get that monster out of the way in Pittsburgh, I know they're not a spectacular team, but it's a mental thing to beat the Steelers as a Raven in the playoffs is a mental thing. I don't know who would stop us until we get to Kansas City.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to take Baltimore in this matchup. If it's the case, to be honest with you, if that's the case, funny enough, it'll be the two leading MVP candidates, and I don't think either one would have a good game.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that. So my point to why I think you guys win is James Cook is a fantastic running back. No knocks on that guy, but who would you trust in a playoff game that's probably going to come down to the wire? Yeah, like either the wire or not close. And who do you trust to run the ball more? Derrick Henry. He's been there. With Tennessee, they went to the AFC Championship and lost to the Chiefs by, I think, 7. Derrick Henry, this guy's motivated. He's getting older. He's probably got a couple of years in him, and then he's going to retire because running backs tend to retire pretty early. You know he wants this shit. I would trust Derrick Henry with my life in that game over James Cook because James Cook's young, still inexperienced, but a fantastic running back.
Yeah.
I am going to say this, though, and like it is experience. Like Buffalo has experience, but their team's changed. I don't think it's Buffalo's year this year, but I do think it's Buffalo's year within the next 2. Because players like Keon Coleman are going to get older. Shakir is going to get older. Josh Allen's going to be more experienced. Do I think Buffalo's not like going to win a Super Bowl in Josh Allen's lifetime? Hell no. I think Josh Allen will win Buffalo a Super Bowl. I just don't think it's this year.
Yeah, I like I said, I got no doubts about the Bills' future. I got no doubts about Josh Allen. He was my MVP pick at the beginning of the year, and like you said, he still might win it. Josh Allen will win a Super Bowl, like you said.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
I think every one of those guys will. So Pat's already done it. I think Lamar will do it. I think Josh Allen will do it, and eventually I think Joe Burrow will do it too. So
I think so too. I think we got the big four-headed like monster in the AFC there.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only problem there is that only one of them of the 4 can win each year.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't know for how long it's going to be until it's not one of the 4 of them in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Like I think it's going to be one of the 4 of them in the Super Bowl for the next like
couple of years. Yeah. I know. And then, like, it's crazy because they're all getting old, too. I saw a graphic. Pat Mahomes is 20. Yeah, I know. But he's 29. He's the 4th oldest QB in the playoffs this year. And there's Josh Allen, Lamar right after him.
Lamar literally just turned 28 like 2 days ago.
Yeah, that's crazy. Time flies, man. I feel like they probably prime time this game, but we're going to choose this one now. Detroit versus Minnesota. Rematch of Week 18. The Lions slapped up Minnesota. I think they're going to slap them up again, but it's going to be closer. David Montgomery's back. Out of nowhere. Guy thought people thought his season was done. No, he's back. Sonic and Knuckles is back together. Jared Goff is still playing fantastic. They still have Laporta. They have Jameson Williams. They have Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have Dan Campbell, who's had balls of steel. We'll just make the play call. I think Detroit wins this and goes on to the NFC Championship.
I agree. I really like Detroit. If the Vikings, however, don't come out of this game guns blazing, first like couple drives just trying to kill Jared Goff, the Lions will eat for the rest of the game. The Vikings will have to make a stand immediately. Because otherwise the Lions will just have ultimate confidence because they just whooped them. Like 2 weeks ago, they just whooped them. And with Montgomery back, it's a different run game. They could beat the shit out of you. They could punch you in the trenches, or they could hand the ball off to Gibbs and he's gone.
Yeah, it's either finesse or force. Like that's what you want from your running back. Do you got one guy with finesse and you got the other guy with force.
Run through them up, please.
And then rematch. Rematch of last year in the wild card. Baker Mayfield and the Bucks upset the Eagles last year. Do they do it again? No. Eagles are winning this one. It's going to be Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Big game. Um, they're going to put up a valiant effort, but I don't think it's going to be necessarily close. I think the Eagles are going to control most of the game, but the Bucks will get some light points. And saying that, give me the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Eagles too. The fact that their defense is really, really, really good this year. It's a very turnover-prone defense. Like, they will turn the ball over. And Baker Mayfield, if you get pressure on him and make him start scrambling and making crazy plays, he will also turn the ball over.
Yep.
The Eagles' offensive weapons, I think, are just too much for the Tampa Bay defense as well. That Saquon Barkley, or honestly Jalen Hurts keeper as well, they can do some serious damage with that, and they have weapons back. I'm pretty sure Goddard's coming back too.
Yeah, he is.
So they'll have all their weapons back. The Eagles are scary, man.
All right, we'll save our two teams matchup for last. Eagles versus Detroit. This one's got me tossed up. I am going to give the slight edge to Detroit, but I would not be surprised if the Eagles win. Reason being is momentum from last year. They should have beat the 49ers in the championship game, but some boneheaded play calling by Dan Campbell, which I think he learns from his mistakes. And I think those lads will be more than motivated to get to their first ever Super Bowl and play for a chance to be the NFL champions. I think the Eagles are going to put up a fight. My prediction for this game is it goes to overtime. Who do you got?
I'm also going to go with the Lions on this one. The Lions have such a mentality where they can beat anybody. You can line them up against anybody and they're not scared, which is, like, I think exactly what you need against the Eagles. Like, a 4th and 1 QB sneak, you know it's coming. I really trust the Lions to get a stop.
Yeah.
I oddly enough do, because they just have that mentality where they're eating. They don't care. And I think it's the exact mentality that will get them to the Super Bowl this year. But like you said, it's also the same mentality that could cost them.
Yeah.
Flip that, and now they're the offense on 4th and 1, or not even 4th and 1, because you're obviously going for it on 4th and 1. Like,
they go for it on like 4th and 6 too.
4th and 6 at like the opposing 40 with like 2 minutes left, kind of thing. They'll go for it. That can kill them.
Yep.
Like a stupid, like aggressive play like that,
especially against a defense like the Eagles, man.
Yeah.
The Eagles defense has been balling all year, and it's only going to get stronger.
Exactly.
All these guys are hungry. All these guys are motivated. They want that Super Bowl. So yeah, it could cost them, and that's probably exactly what happened last year. San Fran was motivated to get back. They made the stop when they had to. So that one's a toss-up, but I'm giving the slight edge to Detroit just because it's at home, and I think they're motivated.
I'm going to go with Lions too.
And then what I think is going to be a lot better than last year's AFC Championship, because I don't think Lamar is going to have the jitters like he did last year. I think he's going to go play to kill. In saying that, though, I got to go with my Chiefs. Playoff Pat's just a different beast. I'm sorry. He's going to find a way to beat you guys again. But I think this is going to be one that goes to overtime too. Who do you got?
I'll go with the Ravens on this one, and it's the fact that we lost in the AFC Championship game last year. We have all the same players. Our players are exactly the same, except for Derrick Henry. We have Derrick Henry this year. We'll run the ball this year. We ran the ball. I think we called 4 total runs.
Yeah, it was bad.
Which it doesn't make sense for the Baltimore Ravens to call whatever. Anyways, past that, Lamar will be locked in. He still put up 325 yards last year. We were a Zay Flowers punch out on the goal line away from it being 17-14. He knows that. Zay Flowers knows that. Our team fucking knows that. We were a toe away from beating you guys at the beginning of this year. We're close, man. Like, we're fucking close.
You guys are close.
Like,
I'm not going to deny it. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if you beat us. I just have, like, we have experience was playoff pat, and the Chiefs just go different in the playoffs. Like last year, for example, they were shit all regular season, and then once the playoffs came, it was just completely different.
The
I
only
think
thing,
that's going to be that again. So we're going to share screens after we give our Super Bowl prediction because we both have different Super Bowl matchups. So I got KC versus Detroit. I got KC winning. They're going to complete the inevitable, win the three-peat, and then they probably won't make a Super Bowl again for like 2, 3 years. That's my bold prediction. Is they'll do the three-peat, and then it's time for Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen and those guys to take over for a little bit. Is my bold prediction. So give me KC. So I will share the screen for my bracket, and then I'll switch it up to show yours.
are you not
So
a little nervous though that like
no,
all this black magic and shit that you guys had in the regular season,
not at all.
it's
Not
gonna
at all.
wear out at the worst possible time?
Nope, not at all. Not at all. The Chiefs are a different team in the playoffs. So here's my bracket. We outlined it, but we wanted to show you guys. I got KC beating Detroit in the finals. I will stop sharing so I can change to yours. You got Baltimore winning, and then
Do
who
my
you got
bracket
winning the
already?
Super? Huh?
Did you do my bracket?
I've been doing it. We've just been doing the
Oh,
same one
okay.
because I'm submitting my picks after this into the challenge. So I'll just show yours. But yeah, like we've had all the same picks up until the Super Bowl. So you got Baltimore and Detroit. Who do you got winning and why?
I actually don't know. That'd be a fantastic matchup. They're both such similar teams. I'll be honest with you. I got Baltimore winning, and the reason is Lamar Jackson. He would
Mm,
be the main difference in those two games. Both teams have a great defense. Both teams have a fantastic run game. It's the quarterbacks, and Jared Goff is no scrub at all. Top tier quarterback in the league, one of the top whatever in the NFC. He's just not like a Lamar Jackson type quarterback, a Josh Allen type quarterback where they make plays by themselves.
yep.
I think it would be him. I think he would be the X factor for the Ravens to win that game would be Lamar Jackson. But it'd be like he would throw for like 140 and maybe a tud and run for like 80 and get a tud on his legs too. And it's like a kill clock game. Derrick Henry runs for 120 as well, and
Yep.
just kill clock. Nothing crazy because I think everybody would be so hyped thinking it'd be a high scoring thing, but
No, I agree.
I
I
think people
agree.
would just be too scared to make mistakes.
Nope, I agree with you. If it's Baltimore and Detroit in the Super Bowl, I'd pick Baltimore. If it was Kansas City versus Detroit in the Super Bowl, who would you choose?
So I'll be honest, exact same thing. Kansas City. Yeah, I would do the exact same reasoning, although your run game isn't as good as Detroit's or Baltimore's. You have
No.
that X factor in your quarterback that can make those plays individually. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Jared Goff can't make plays individually. It's the fact, you know what I'm getting at with
No,
the
I know.
scrambling and the Superman-esque plays. Jared
Yep.
Goff doesn't have that, but he's a fantastic quarterback.
No, he can ball. He can air it out. And
He
that
can
might be the benefit for them, depending on if Jalen Watson is back for us, which is the rumor. That might be the benefit. Our CBs and our safeties are banged up right now. That's why I'm hoping the rest is necessary. And you're right, our running game isn't as good as it used to be. I've thought about that for the last like 4 or 5 weeks since Pacheco's been back. I'm wondering if he rushed back, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he hasn't
Because
been
he doesn't
look
seem
great.
like he used to be.
He doesn't look angry when he
No, I
runs.
know. I know. He looked angry in the game against the Raiders, which was his first game back, ran for like
That's
40
it.
yards because they split it. But then after that, he hasn't really been like a difference maker, which
That
people
might
are
be
used to.
first game juice kind of vibe, like he's fired up.
Yeah, yeah. Like as you see, and I'll share the screen for you after. But as you see, they've been kind of leaning on Kareem Hunt still.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then this is Justin's. So all the same picks. The only difference is you got Baltimore beating KC and then Baltimore winning the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So let me stop. I'm going to change that. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to save my picks. Boom. All right. I'm locked in the Super Bowl challenge. I remember last year when I did this, I finished fourth overall.
That's pretty
So,
good.
yeah, didn't get a prize for that shit. It was only top three. I finished fourth out of like a million something brackets, and I didn't get a prize. I was all pissed about that. Um, Are we doing TD scores this weekend or what?
We can. You know what I think would be good? Let's go. Let's give out season awards.
All right, yeah, I'm about it. All right. Okay, so NFL awards. Then yeah, we can skip to maybe the TD picks like parlays. We can probably just give who we think's gonna score. NFL honors awards for the 2023 NFL season. All right, we'll start it. No, we'll leave the best for last. Coach of the year.
Coach of the year.
I got Kevin O'Connell from the Vikings.
Yeah,
No one expected them to be 14-3 this year.
that's true. Actually, that is a good one. That's a good one too. Honestly, Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's a good one too.
Yeah.
First one seed in forever how long, broke their franchise record. They look good.
Yep.
And it's a lot of his coaching.
Yep.
My only other one, I forget his name, coach of the Washington Commanders.
Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn, thank you. I would also go him too, because like you said, no one expected them to be that good. Rookie quarterback.
Yep.
New offense. Like, I might go. No, I'll stick with Dan Campbell. The Lions have done like incredible things this year.
Yeah, and for me, I would do Kevin O'Connell because everybody didn't even expect them to make the playoffs. And they finished 14-3, man. All right, I think we're both going to be simultaneous like on this one. AP Offensive Player of the Year. Who do you got?
I'll be honest with you. I'll be completely honest with you. Mine is Jamar Chase.
Really?
Mine is Jamar Chase, and I think it's super disrespectful to what he's done is kind of getting thrown under the rug here.
Yeah.
Triple Crown winner.
Yeah.
He's beaten everybody in receiving yards by like 250 plus. Receptions he's winning by like probably 50 plus receptions. And touchdowns he's winning by like 5.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not shitting on anything that Saquon's doing, and I'm not arguing the fact that he should be Offensive Player of the Year. I just think it's so crazy to me that no one is talking about Jamar Chase as an Offensive Player of the Year doing the Triple Crown, and that has gone like under the rug, completely under the rug. Saquon didn't get 2K. Or yeah. he did get 2K, sorry. He didn't break the record.
Which I think he would have if they started him, but I think they made the smart choice by resting the guy.
No, I get that too. But like I'm not arguing that Saquon's not going to be the Offensive Player of the Year. If I'm betting money, it's Saquon Barkley. Yeah. Me personally, Jamar Chase is mine, and it's crazy that like no one is discussing what he did.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Really, the only shout out he got was from Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
On Instagram. Yeah.
No one's talking about this guy doing the Triple Crown. Only 4 people have done that.
Yeah.
And Jamar Chase just did it in a contract year too. This guy had no guaranteed money.
Yeah.
And he fucking balled.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to the Bengals bank account because they're gonna have to pay that man.
And they're gonna have to pay T. Higgins. He started balling out at the end of the year too.
Yeah.
So.
Which is even more impressive for Jamar Chase, having another like wide receiver 1 on your team to win the Triple Crown.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. For me, I'm choosing Saquon. He was the rock of that Eagles offense. So, there's no, I don't need to go into detail. I think most people would agree with me, but you bring up a very valid point. I never even thought of it that way.
No one's talking about it, which is the
crazy.
No, I
know.
No one's mentioning it.
Well, I think the media is also tired of the Bengals, though, too. Not gonna lie, and their fan base and shit, and the woe is me, and all of that. That's why I think it's kind of hush hush right now.
And I get that, but bro, at least acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I'm a Ravens fan, and I'm acknowledging how incredible this guy actually is.
No, I agree. Defensive Player of the Year.
Honestly, I'm going to go TJ Watt. I don't see the Pittsburgh Steelers in the playoffs without TJ Watt.
Yeah.
There's been so many times where this guy has won them games by making plays at specific points in games. He may not have crazy numbers every game, but every game he makes one play that's a game changer, game shifter, game momentum shifter, whatever you want to call it. He's the guy to make that play. I don't think that there's a more impactful player on defense than TJ Watt. I really don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the easy way out here because I've never really thought of this year, to be honest. Because like I'm big on offense and shit like that. Like when we went to Baltimore and Kansas City, like I told you, I hope it's all gas, no brakes. So I haven't really watched, but I'd say TJ Watt is probably the safe bet that I would choose to because he is a game wrecker. So I'll leave it at that. Comeback player of the year. So Joe Flacco won it last year after leading the Browns to the playoffs in it was 5-6 starts. So it's not really like you're coming back from an injury anymore. It's you kind of balled out when you came back. So who are you choosing?
Sam Darnold.
Me too. I think he's gonna win it. The only other one I could see getting a chance is DeMar Hamlin.
Didn't he already win it?
Yeah, but I could see him doing it again this year because he had a pretty damn good year. I think he had 4 interceptions. So
Yeah, like, if you get it for having a heart attack and then coming back and balling, you kind of have to like.
well, you think about it, he didn't play at all last year. He was on their bench.
Yeah,
And this year he was a starter. So
he still got
yeah, I think it's gonna be Sam Darnold. The guy
so.
came out of nowhere. No one expected Sam Darnold to do what he did.
No, he had a really good year.
Yeah. Rookie of the year.
Offensive?
Mhm.
Jaden Daniels. I got no arguments, nothing. It's Jaden Daniels.
I would say that's a safe bet too, but I think Bo Nix gets some votes.
Oh, I think so. I think Bo Nix could have been offensive rookie of the year if he started what he did earlier in the year. Because Jaden Daniels just was. Both are incredible. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels just did it earlier in the year and continued all the way through the end. Bo Nix maybe like a third of the way through the year and then to the end balled out. Both balled out. Both are fantastic rookies. I just think Jaden Daniels did it earlier.
Yeah.
Longer. And he's just more. I don't even know what to say if he's more electric because Bo Nix is pretty fucking electric too.
Well, you know what I think is going to win him the rookie of the year is those 2 like last second wins.
Yeah, I think so.
Like
too.
I think that's going to sway the voters' opinion.
Big plays. Those are huge plays.
Yeah, it's pretty clutch for a rookie to do that. You're not too used to it. I mean, but like Bo Nix almost did it too against the Broncos. Fuck. Yeah, but I think it's Jaden Daniels.
I think
I'll leave this one more for you because, like I said, I don't really focus on defense too much. Defensive rookie of the year.
I'll be honest. I have 2, and my one pick for defensive rookie of the year prior to the season starting was Nate Wiggins, and he is one of my 2 that I think could actually genuinely have a chance. It's harder for a cornerback to win this award, though, unless they absolutely ball out. But there's a person that I'm thinking of. His name's like Jared Versey or
from the Rams. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he did ball out. He got like 10 sacks.
Game breaker. I didn't even know this guy was a freaking rookie because of how good he looks.
Yeah.
Dude, he's got to be defensive rookie of the year. He is fantastic. He is going to be a top defensive player for the next couple of years as long as he continues on this path. But to come into the league as a linebacker and to be able to do what he's doing, which means he's breaking down defenses, which means he's stopping these runners, which means he's reading coverages as a rookie is incredible. Like he's 100% offensive rookie of the year. No questions asked. Jared Verse, that's his name. He is spectacular.
Yeah, I know Donald was the edge, but he's a pretty good replacement for Aaron Donald, eh? They lose him to retirement, and then a linebacker comes in and just dominates.
Yeah, so. He's looking pretty damn good. I'm not going to lie. He would be my offensive rookie of the year. I am very happy with my rookie, though, this year, Nate Wiggins. I think he's played incredible. Lockdown corner. Can't ask for anything more. He would be my pick for offensive rookie of the year, just bias-based completely.
Yeah.
But who I think is actually going to win it is Jared Verse, LA Rams. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Silly.
And then the other one we'll skip. It's just assistant coach of the year. So, and I don't really know assistant coaches. I'll give it to Mike Vrabel from the Browns, baby.
There you go.
Well, he's going to be the Patriots head coach. Just watch. And then NFL. All right, we won't do any parlays here. We'll just give you who we think would score. Chargers, Texans, pick a player.
J.K. Dobbins.
I agree. Okay. Ravens, Steelers, pick a player.
Lamar Jackson.
Mark Andrews. Then
It's crazy.
Huh?
Mark Andrews didn't score a touchdown till week 7, and he led the tight
He
end.
led tight ends with 11. Yeah, I know.
Money.
Broncos, Billies.
Cortland Sutton.
I got Josh Allen on their version of the tush push, except he's a lot taller than Jalen Hurts, so it's a little easier to get in.
Push merchant this year. I'm not going to cap.
No. Yep. Packers, Eagles.
A.J. Brown.
Josh Jacobs. Then Commanders, Bucks.
Robinson Jr.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to do Scary Terry.
Scary Terry.
Yep. And then Vikings, Rams.
Cooper Kupp.
Jordan Addison. There we go. There we have it. So let us know if you agree with our picks. One of us has got the Ravens beating the Lions in the Super Bowl. The other one of us has got the Chiefs beating the Lions in the Super Bowl. Sorry, Lions fans. We know you're all high and mighty right now. Deservedly so. You've had a great year, but it stops now, hopefully. So we will be back. This is our official. Huh?
Who's your MVP?
Oh, yeah. We skipped that. Lamar Jackson.
Why?
He's been better. Simple as that. Been better. I don't think he deserves to lose. I don't give a shit about this voter fatigue. I really don't. Josh Allen's been lights out this year, but Lamar Jackson won it last year with like worse numbers, and he was still good. Lamar deserves it this year. He balled.
I'll be honest. Like I said to you a couple of days ago, if Lamar Jackson does not win this MVP, it's just blatant robbery, and it's literally just like, okay, Josh Allen, here's
because they're tired. That's it.
Yeah, literally,
they're tired.
Dude, he had the 4th highest passer rating of all time. First quarterback in history to throw for over 4,000 and run for 900. He had 41 passing touchdowns to 4 interceptions.
Yeah, that's absurd. That's absurd.
3 of those interceptions are like tipped balls, not interceptions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, dude, like, you can just watch film or anything. Like, there is no Lamar Jackson in the league. There's nobody like him. 41 passing touchdowns to 4 interceptions while running for 900 yards is ridiculous. Like, it's insane. You shouldn't be. And I'll be honest with you, I hate the fact that people are using Derrick Henry as like a spite on Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson put up those numbers while having a running back run for 1,900 yards. Take that in. Like, incredible. I'm so happy that guy is my quarterback. Like, doesn't win the MVP. I don't care. I know it's a robbery. Everybody knows it's a robbery. It's just kind of
Bills fans.
I don't care. Like, if they can't admit that this was like, okay, Josh, here is your MVP, because there's not a single number that Josh Allen is beating Lamar Jackson in. Nothing even close, to be honest with you. I'm just so happy that guy's my quarterback, man. Like,
I am going to give flowers to Joe Burrow. He would have been right up there if they had a better record this year.
I fucking love Joe Burrow. I tell Sharif all the time, I love Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase. I hate that they're Bengals players, but I love watching those guys play. And I completely agree with you. If the Bengals snuck into the playoffs there, I would have rather hear the Joe Burrow argument for MVP than Josh Allen. Like, I promise you.
Yeah, the only thing Josh has going for him with all the voters right now is 1, fatigue, and 2, he didn't really have anybody around him, which is what they're saying, but Lamar really didn't either. Rashad Bateman's not, and I'm not trying to disrespect you. He's not necessarily a stud. I don't consider Zay Flowers a stud yet. Mm-hmm. Like, the only stud he has to pass to really is Mark Andrews. So,
No,
and then he's got Tylan Wallace to throw to and all
like,
those other guys. Like,
fucking-
I think this is one that's deserved. I hope he doesn't get shafted. I think he deserves it this year. I really do. Last year, I'd say it was a little bit different. Like he balled, but I can understand him maybe not winning it last year. The year he did win it in 2019, he deserved it then too. But yeah, this year, if he doesn't get it, I think that's crazy, in my opinion. I really do.
This year is the best Lamar Jackson that I've ever seen. And, I'll be honest. I don't like the fact how little people are talking about the 41 passing touchdowns to 4 interceptions, considering how much people used to shit on this guy for not being able to throw the ball.
Yeah, I know. And now he does.
Now he does it, and he does
Yep.
it better than like almost anybody in the league, and no one says a fucking thing.
Yeah, I know.
And again, I told you why I think this happens earlier, but I'm not going to bring it up again. But I'm at the end of the day, bro, I am so unbelievably happy I picked the Baltimore Ravens the year that guy became the starter, because I would not like football nearly as much as I do if it was not for Lamar Jackson. I promise you that.
Yeah, he's electric to watch.
He is the best player I've ever seen with my own eyes. He is fucking fantastic.
He's the guy I give flowers where flowers due. If there's any team to beat the Chiefs in the AFC this year in the playoffs, it's the Ravens. I don't see the Bills doing it. I don't see the Texans. I don't see the Chargers. I don't see any of them. It's the Ravens. And it's going to be because of Lamar. Simple as that.
Hey,
that's why I wish they announced the MVP like beforehand, before the playoffs. Because like, just imagine he got shafted. I think this dude would play with such a fire that no one's seen in the playoffs before.
Yeah. I hope he plays with that shit anyways, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Like, and that's why people are big on like the Chiefs, like saying, "Oh shit!" Like here they go again. Pat Mahomes doesn't make Pro Bowl, and deservedly so. He sucked at the beginning of the year, but then he balled out for the second half. Like no interceptions, none of that shit, touchdowns and stuff. And everyone's like, "Oh, here comes Petty Pat again."
I'll be honest with you. It's hard for me to put Pat Mahomes in the Pro Bowl over Lamar, Joe, and Josh this year.
No, I agree. I voted, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't vote for Pat. I did my picks for the Pro Bowl, and I chose Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow. Yeah. They all deserved it.
I can't say Pat had a better year, even close to any of the three of them, to be honest with you.
No.
But like you said, playoff Pat is different.
Playoff Pat, baby. And then there's another nickname for him too. They're calling him Perk Pat because of his ankle. So
no, Perk Rogers has already got that shit locked down.
Perky Pat, man.
Hell yeah.
We got playoff Pat, petty Pat, all that shit. But yeah, I think Lamar Jackson deserves it. I really do. I really do.
Deserves it too. And if he gets it, bro, a 3-time MVP by you're 28 years old.
Got one more away from tying Rodgers too. Rodgers has got 4.
Yeah, because Pat only has 2. Yeah, I don't know. He's something special. He's an incredible special quarterback, and he's just not a dickhead. He's just a really good guy.
Yeah, I know. I like watching those videos when he'll see a fan in the stands with a sign for him, and he runs up and gives him his toque or something like that.
He's just a genuinely good dude. That's one of my best sports picks of all time. Is picking the Ravens randomly, and I got Lamar Jackson.
Yep, one of my boys at work picked his team today too. He's a Bengals fan now.
Like it's respectable to do it.
Well, every year, the last 2. So last year was his first year in fantasy, and so he drafted Joe Burrow and stuff. And then this year he drafted Joe Burrow again. And so he looks at us today and he goes, "Yeah, I think I picked my NFL team." He's like, "I'm a Bengals fan," and we're like, "That's a respectable pick, man. They got a good receiving core, good quarterback. They're going to be good again next year once they figure out their defensive problems." So, knock on wood, we said that this year and that they weren't. So, but I think they'll be better. I think they will. Anyways, we will leave it at that from now on for the rest of the year. It's hockey. Next week, if you're free, we will record the midway point video because the season has officially hit the midway point for most teams. And yeah, we'll go from there. Go Leafs because they're looking good. Not last night, though. We'll skip that part. But